The university lecturer strike is still on. This is as it enters day 40 today since its inception on 17th of September. This as the dons maintain that unless their demands are fully met, they will not be going back to class. That amongst many other stories what you're tracking for you this Friday. This is KBC Lunchtime News. I'm Doreen. Arange Caroline Joroge is our sign language interpreter. Welcome to this live broadcast. All right, just before we prime you on what is shaping the news this afternoon, we turn the crack to Kajiado County, where the managing director of KBC is currently addressing. Watch.
And discuss issues that matter to them has today become a reality. Tunafaa kujipigia makelele. After 10 years, tumerudi Kajiado. Over the years, KBC has continued to expand its reach, strengthen its presence across the country, ensuring that no Kenya is left behind in matters of information, education, and entertainment. This launch forms part of KBC broader strategy to modernize and expand our transmission network countrywide. We are committed to improving signal strength, reality, and access, ensuring that even the most remote communities remain connected to credible homegrown information. At this point, I want to thank our partners, BBC Media Action, for walking this journey with us. I have seen them here, and I will invite them just to say a quick jumbo. Through your mentorship programs, our producers have gained valuable skills and exposures, enable us to produce impactful and community-driven content. Your support in hosting KBC Transmoter here in Kajiado reflects the strength of our partnership and your steadfast commitment in amplifying local voices. Allow me to recognize our board of directors led by our chair, Mr. Tom Shindi. Allow me to recognize our board of directors for their steadfast leadership and strategic guidance, which continues to drive KBC growth and transformation. Na kwa wakaji wa Kajiado, tunarudi nyumbani. Tumejua tumekuwa mbali na nyinyi, na kwa hivyo tunaomba msamaha. Na kwa hivyo tunasema pia samahani. Lakini leo tuko hapa kujeresha tena that relationship, ile uhusiano. NOSIM FM ni jukwaa lenyu. Sisi ni walinzi wetu tu. Kwa hivyo ningeomba mulitumieni kusema mawazo zenyu, kuimba nyimba zenyu, na pia kujadili mustakabali wenyu. Enkishon Lenkai. Thank you all for your support, your presence, your partnership. Let us continue working together to reconnect communities and strengthen voices. Ashe Olong, asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki. Na sasa ningependa kumkaribisha one of our partners from BBC Media Action, Mr. Wesley Maritim, awasalimie. Bwana Maritim, karibu. This is the team that made this partnership possible.
Chief guest and all protocol observed. Wesley Langat from the BBC Media Action. BBC Media Action is a charitable international organization which support partnership through radio, through communication, and tell stories to bring intervention to the challenges facing the community. BBC Media Action is implementing a project called REDA, which is reversing environmental degradation in Asia and Africa. And we are implementing this project in 2 counties, which is in Kajiado and Narok. We partner with NOSIM FM to create stories that help communities adopt sustainable food systems. And BBC Media Action is also helping partner station through mentorship, capacity building, training, and also providing technical support. And that's why we have this kind of equipment that we donated to NOSIM. And I would like also to acknowledge the commitment by the KBC management to this partnership, we could not have managed alone as BBC Media Action without the commitment of the KBC management and all the staff. Also, I came with 3 of my colleagues, and wherever you are, you can wave. I can see Sarah and Anna and David. And also to explain more about the partnership, I would like to invite my colleague here to explain. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Wesley. All protocols observed, chief guests. Sante Sebo. I am very happy to be here. My name is Grace, and I manage the projects. I work for BBC Media Action. Just a little background in what BBC Media Action is, because mtu akisikia BBC wanadhani ni news. We are a bit different from how BBC World Service works in that we are the international charity. So it's through partnerships like with KBC and other broadcasters that we're able to give valuable information to vulnerable communities. And we're very pleased to see how our contribution, though small, has made such a big impact. And we hope that this partnership continues and that we continue doing great work in the communities. So as I mentioned, the fact that we're an international charity, our work is made possible by partnerships, and it's through generous donations. In this particular project called REDA, we've partnered with WWF. So we are working with WWF, and it's a cross-boundary project. So it goes across Kenya and Tanzania. So we're very just pleased to be here, just to see this moment and this milestone, and hope for a more enriching and productive partnership together. Asanteni sana.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Bila kupoteza wakati, ningependa kumualika our Chair of Board of Directors, Mr. Tom Shindi, ili azungumze nasi. Karibu, Chair.
Asante sana Agnes kwa kutukaribisha na kwa hiyo hotuba fupi. Hamjambo. Hamjambo tena. Waziri wetu Bwana William Kabogo, Deputy Governor, karibu sana. Viongozi wengine tuko hapa. Nasema jambo. Vilivyoambiwa, mimi ni Tom Shindi, ndio mwenyekiti wa board ya taifa ya Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, na tuko hapa leo siku ambayo ni siku kubwa sana kwetu, kwa sababu kwa muda mrefu sana tumekuwa na haja ya kuzindua hii radio station yetu ya NOSIM ambayo imekuwa kidogo imelalalala kwa muda wa miaka kama 10 hivi. Na katika hii uhusiano na BBC tumepata fadhili ambayo imetuwezesha kufungua, na leo tuko hapa kujumuika nanyi ili tuone kwamba imeanza kufanya kazi ambayo inatakikana ifanye. Wajua KBC ni taifa ama ni corporation ambayo nia yake na jukumu lake ni kuwezesha watu wote nchi hii kupata habari ama kuwa na zile platform ambazo wanaweza kutumia kujumuika, kujielimisha, vile Agnes alisema, na kuongea mambo ambayo ni ya kitaifa. Na ni wakati mzuri wa kuanzisha hii stesheni, kwa sababu mambo ni mengi ambayo yanatakikana tuelewane hapa katika kaunti ya Kajiado, na kupitia NOSIM kutakuwa na hiyo fursa ya kuongea. Tunafuraha sana kwamba mmetukaribisha, na mvua pia inaonekana inataka kutukaribisha, na hatuta wachelewesha, ila tu sababu nina fursa ya kusema asante. Nataka kumrudishia Waziri Kabogo na timu yake kule kwa wizara kwa kazi nzuri sana ambayo wamefanya na huduma ambayo wametuwezesha kuzindua hii stesheni ya leo. Na pia kwa sababu mimi niko hapa kama mwenyekiti wa board, lazima ni sema shukrani kubwa kwa MD wetu na timu yake ambayo mmeona hapa, sababu bila hawa ni vigumu sana sisi kutekeleza kazi yetu. So asanteni sana, kwa kazi ambayo mnaendelea kutufanyia na kufanyia taifa letu la Kenya. We are very, very happy again that mmetukaribisha kwa moyo mkunjufu, na tunasema ni asante. Tutarudi tena kuona vile hii station inafanya kazi, na fadhali hii station ni yenu, itunze, itumie na pia iweze kuwasaidia. So thank you very much. Na bila kuharibu wakati, ni furaha yangu sasa kumkaribisha mwakilishi wa PS wetu Bwana Temesi Mukani aje aongee kidogo na amkaribishe waziri. Asante sana.
Asante sana chairman, waziri, my friend DG, chairman na watu wote wa Kipeto, hamjambo? Mna furaha? Asanteni sana kwa kutukaribisha. Kwa majina naitwa Temesi Mukani. Mimi ni katibu wa mawasiliano na broadcasting kwa wizara ya waziri. Kwa hivyo unajua kwa serikali kama mkubwa yuko hutoi taarifa ndefu. Waziri, I want to assure you that as your team we are committed to making sure that this sector supports the development of the republic. Na kwa hii sector tunasema radio bado ni king, na especially kwa audiences za huku mashinani. Kwa KBC najua waziri na serikali wana mikakati ya kuibadilisha hiyo idhaa irudi wakati pahali ilipokuwa, lakini sisi kama watu wako maofficers wako technically at our level we are making sure that KBC inarudi bahali ilikuwa kwa architecture ya communication ya serikali. So we are doing every effort that is needed to make sure that KBC is at center of government communication. Pia waziri, unajua pia uko na officers wako wa information in the counties, so we are turning around county information officers kuwa katikati ya communication ya serikali. Kwa hivyo waziri, sisi tuko nyuma yako kabisa kuhakikisha kwamba communication ya serikali imebadilika na wananchi wamefikiwa. Waziri, pia sijatembea peke yangu, niko na officers kutoka kwa ministry, officers wametoka Ministry of Information. Tusimame so that waziri ajue niko na team, commissioner. So waziri, hiyo ndio timu nimekuja nayo. Na vile umeambiwa waziri, nimerepresent PS Saboke ambaye ako na shughuli nyingine ambayo umempatia kwa leo. Kwa hayo machache na mengi, ningependa kukaribisha DG ili atukaribishe kwa kaunti yake na akaribishe waziri. Tupatie DG makofi akija. Asanteni sana, karibu DG.
Asante sana. Thank you. Asanteni sana. Your Excellency Honorable William Kabogo, Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Information, Communication and Digital Economy, the representative of the Principal Secretary, State Department for Broadcasting and Communication, Mr. Tom Shindi, Chairman Board, Directors, Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, Madam Agnes Nguna, Managing Director, Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, the honorable and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Lama selang enda soba idogi. Asante sana. Your Excellency, allow me on behalf of Governor Lenku, whom I'm representing, to read his speech briefly and have the honor to invite you. Today we are gathered at Oleleshwa Hills not only to switch on a transmitter, but to reignite a voice, the voice of the Maasai people. We celebrate the return of NOSIM FM, a station that has since its birth in 2011 stood as a true companion, or simply no, to the people of Kajiado and Narok. NOSIM, a voice of companionship and identity. NOSIM means companionship. And indeed, for many in our rural and urban communities, this station is a trusted friend. It speaks our language, shares our culture, and tells our stories in a way that no one else can. After 10 years of silence in Kajiado, NOSIM FM is finally back. Stronger, clearer and closer to the people than ever before. This return represents more than a technical achievement. It represents reconnection between government and citizens, between heritage and modernity, between voice and opportunity. NOSIM FM's audience, our youth, our farmers, our business people, are the heartbeat of this county. The county has over 1.1 million strong population, most who are between 18 and 35 years old, energetic, entrepreneurial, and deeply rooted in tradition. It also boasts a county gross county product, GCP, of approximately $1.718 billion as per the available data from the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, which my government is keen to expand further. The residents are livestock keepers, crop farmers, milk traders, and beadwork and other cultural artifacts, artisans, and also engage in tourism-related enterprises and crop husbandry. Rapid urbanization is also seeing growth in state management. They are the men and women who wake up every morning to provide for their families and shape our local economy. Through NOSIM FM, at Ilbisil Market every Friday, we see the true face of this community, trade, dialogue, and resilience. Through NOSIM FM, these stories will now be told, these voices amplified, and these markets connected to new ideas and opportunity. NOSIM FM is more than entertainment. Its programming is designed for empowerment, with 60% of its schedule dedicated to education and information. Through its 5 weekday shows and 4 weekend program, it blends traditional music, Christian messages, cultural education, and modern awareness. It will thus promote in building climate resilience, environmental and wildlife conservation, peace building, enhance agriculture, promote entrepreneurship, and preserve and promote of indigenous culture and language. This is exactly what Kajiado needs, a station that entertains, educates, and lights in equal measure. As a county government, we are proud to partner with the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation in a noble cause. Through KBC leadership, the vision of the Managing Director, Ms. Agnes Nguma, NOSIM FM has revived to serve a true public broadcaster, one that connects national goals with local realities. We thank KBC for ensuring that public broadcasting remains inclusive, the Maasai voice, our traditions, our stories are not left behind in Kenya's digital transformation journey. We look forward to partner on outreach programs on various topical issues that may emerge not just on KBC radio, but also via KBC television. To our youth, NOSIM FM is your platform. Use it to innovate, to share your success stories, to challenge stereotypes, and to inspire others. To our elders, this is your legacy. Use it to preserve wisdom, promote unity, and pass on culture to the next generations. To our business community, This is your market, your marketplace of ideas. Use it to connect, to learn, to grow your ventures. As your governor, I reaffirm my administration commitment to support initiatives that strengthen communication, education, and culture. Together, we will continue building a county that is informed, connected, and prosperous, where every citizen can hear, speak, and be heard. In conclusion, I congratulate His Excellency William Kabogo, our Cabinet Secretary, the PS and entire KBC team, the NOSIM FM presenters, and the people of Kajiado and Narok for making this dream a success or a reality. May NOSIM FM continue to be our trusted companion, or simply no, guiding us towards unity, progress, and prosperity. May God bless you, asanteni sana. Ore dailo norgilikwela gavana ilang or gavana yulelengu kirishiba rara irushugunye NOSIM FM. No yeyo garana bag damu NOSIM FM. Yaran kidamu? Enake torikini ndai kidogo. Ore rara niginoto rara enkoitoi nikitumie irkiliku, enkoitoi naiteng'enieki yiok eimu erendio. Ore taata iltung'anak nai litu edupoyu metaa keyiolo aisuma neiger, naa ore enkoitoi natumie irkiliku naa ening'oto anake. Pookin piitum irkiliku naa tenining'o irkilikuai. Naa tenkutuk erendio ining. Netamayiana naa yiok Enkai amu ishoo yiok NOSIM, niyiololo ajo ore NOSIM naa enkampuni e serkali naiteng'en iltung'anak lenyenak menoto irkiliku, tanaa irkiliku le biashara, tanaa irkiliku ajo naa sinanu le siasa amu kiboitare doi, tanaa irkiliku ajo naa sinanu le ramatata oonkishu wenkiremore, niteng'eni naa ntae eimu erendio. Neeku ore NOSIM naa enkiteshoni e serkali, neton oshiake aa yiok irmaasai leminining'ito ina kiteshoni e serkali, neeka duo taata yiok orministai, ore ele ministai naa keji William Kabogo, niyiololo taa ajo orboos lai apa irkulie arin ama orgavanai apa le Kiambu, naa ninye taata orministai. Emiking'as ninye aoshoki nkaik. Waziri, unajua wewe ulikuwa mdosi yangu katika Council of Governors, wewe ulikuwa mdosi yangu, na ninakukaribisha kwa niaba ya Governor Lenku, lakini kukaribisha kwako ni kidogo sana Kajiado kwa sababu wewe ni mmoja wetu. Wewe ni mzee wa kijiji, hata ukitoka sasa uache bendera huko Nairobi ukija huku unakuwa elder ya Kimaasai, na karibu nyumbani. Tumefurahi. Ilikuwa nawaambia hawa wangwana watu wetu leo wamepata kuelimika. Kuna msemo kwamba information is power. Kule kujua ndiko unapata nguvu, na leo tumepata njia ambaye tutasikia jumbe, elimu, maelekezo na vile dunia inavyoenda kwa lugha ambayo tunaielewa. Tutapata burudani kwa njia ambayo tunaielewa. Kupitia NOSIM FM nyimbo zetu zitachezwa, mambo ya tamaduni zetu itapanda juu na tutaelezwa, na masuala mengi yanayohusiana na current affairs tutapata kujua kwa njia ambayo tunaelewa kama watu wa Masai. Unaona kwamba wengi hawajajaliwa kusoma na kuandika, na kwa mtu yeyote ambaye hajasoma na kuandika atategemea tu kusikia. Hawawezi soma mtandao, pengine wafuatilia tu mapicha, lakini kwa njia ya redio wanaweza kusikia na kupata jumbe na kuweza kusonga mbele. Kwa hivyo singependa kusema zaidi ya hapo. Ni kushukuru wizara yako, ni shukuru wale ambao ni partners wa idara yako kwa kushikana na kuhakikisha kwamba NOSIM FM imerudi na kukita misisi katika kaunti yetu ya Kajiado na Narok. Tunakupongeza sana. La mwisho, Your Excellency, kaunti hii ni kaunti ambayo inapenda serikali unayotumikia. Nichukue fursa hii kukukaribisha katika sherehe ya tamaduni zetu itakayoanza tarehe 4 hadi tarehe 9 kule Amboseli, na hiyo imewezekana pia kwa sababu ya serikali ya Mheshimiwa William Ruto. Ningependa kukushukuru, napeleka salamu zetu kwa Mheshimiwa Rais kwa sababu katika cultural week ya kwanza kule Sikinani alituhakikishia kwamba Amboseli itarudi kwa watu wa Kajiado. Leo hii ninapokuongelesha, Your Excellency, transfer deed ishasainiwa, gazettement imeshafanywa na Mheshimiwa Rais atakuja kuhand over mbuga hiyo ya wanyama ya Amboseli kurudi kwa watu wa Kajiado. Kwa hivyo mwambie Mheshimiwa Rais tunakupenda na tunawatarajia nyote kule. Lama asailang ore loidim ema abiti Amboseli ndarikini 4 mpaka ndarikini 9 amuki arosirwa lorkuak lang nikipwa ashipakino elalai orkuak lormaasai nedol endaa nanya Sambur, nedol endaa nanya Jonaas nanu irpurko le Narok, orkishope lenye amu tenidol taata orkishope lo Sambur nepaasha olooloitai, nepaasha olooloitai ajo naa sinanu ole Ariel oing'ua enkop e Marsabit, nikiponu ashipakino orkuak lang. Kiponu ashipakino amu ore sii tilo kuak nikiponu ang'amu Amboseli rasmi. Ama ninye Amboseli mikigira ake aanyu pake kijakia Orais William Ruto mikiata nashei ama nyara najoki ake duo ntae entejo 2 term kakwe nyala entoduaki ninye nkaik ake duo entiakaki 2 term. Bas, unajua Mheshimiwa Cabinet Secretary, hiyo tu ni kusema mic testing. Sasa unaona hata wewe ukirudi Nairobi utajua mambo ya serikali si mbaya hapa. Mambo tu iko sambamba. Hii maneno mengine hakuna pande hii. Mungu awabariki, tusimame zote tumlete waziri wetu aweze kutuzungumzia. Your Excellency sir.
Asante. Enta soba, mami soba, mambo ni mazuri. Asante, nashukuru sana. Poleni kwa mvua. Mimi nataka najiunge na wale wamezungumza hapo awali. Yale yamesemwa na kiongozi wa Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, chairman wao, na ndugu yangu deputy governor wa eneo hii ya jimbo la Kajiado. Kwanza amesema ukweli ati mimi ni jirani hapa. Niko na boma si mbali sana. Mimi huja hapo, pressure ikizidi Nairobi na kimbilia hapo. Lakini hiyo boma saa ingine mimi huja na bibi yangu. Na hiyo safari inakuwa ndefu. Sasa huyu deputy governor akinipanga, nitajipanga niwe nikikaa hapo muda mingi. Na unajua boma inahitaji mama. Au sio namna hiyo? Na hiyo sio maneno imenileta hapa, lakini ni mzuri kutaja. Hii kitu tumekuja kuzindua leo. Mimi mwenyewe nimekuja kuhakikisha ni kweli itafanya kazi. Na niambie huyu mama MD wa KBC, hiyo kitu isije ikazimika tena, iendelee milele na milele. Kwa sababu ukifungua katiba kifungu ya 35 ya kwanza inasema Mkenya akona haki ya kupata habari. Tunaelewana? Akona haki ya kupata. Kwa hivyo sasa mtapata maneno yenu ya Kimasai, kimila yenu ya Kimasai, wakati wa kiangazi mtaelezwa, wakati wa ugonjwa wa ng'ombe mtaelezwa. Jameni, simpigie KBC makofi. Tunaelewana? Lakini na hii sio hapa kwenu peke yake, ni haki Kenya, kila pembe ya Kenya, kila kona wapate kupata kitu kama hii, ili ujumbe uenee Kenya mzima. Hapo ni sawa? Pia nimeambia huyo ndugu yangu Martin, nimeona barabara hapa kutoka Isinya kuja pande hii imeharibika sana. Tushikane sisi, serikali kuu na serikali ya county, at least tuweke moram na daraja ifike pale kwa njia ya urais. Na kuna kijana nimekuja naye, huyu nilikuwa nimetembea kwao hapo siku nyingine, akaniambia maneno ya hiyo barabara. Sasa mimi nitafikisha ujumbe kwa mheshimiwa rais. Si mmesema rais atarudi tena mara ya pili? Hebu niwaambie jameni, na nyinyi watu ya redio, na kwanza tushukuru hii watu ya BBC. Leo wamefanya kazi mzuri sana. Kawaida wanafanyanga kazi nyingine inasumbua kidogo, lakini leo wapigieni makofi. Mimi nilikuwa nasema mbeleni, wewe mama, mtu anakuja na kwambia kumechinjwa ng'ombe, lakini usikule hiyo ng'ombe. Wewe ungoje, funga mshipi, kaza, ungoje, sisi tukikuja tutakuchinjia ng'ombe ukule. Hiyo ni sawa? Hiyo ni sawa? William Ruto saa hii ndio ako rais wa Kenya na anasambaza miradi Kenya mzima. Kenya mzima. Situmpatie nafasi amalize tamu ingine moja. Ikuwe ngapi? Ikuwe ngapi? Nionyeshe wazee, ikuwe ngapi? Basi mimi sitasema sana kwa sababu watu wananyeshewa. Kwa kawaida mimi husema. Si wamewaambia nilikuwa gavana hapo Kiambu, nikapiga MP mwaka 10 hapo Juja, na sasa mimi ni waziri wa serikali ya Mheshimiwa William Ruto. Nimwambie mheshimiwa, mmekubali kufanya kazi na yeye? Mmekubali kufanya kazi na yeye? Na nimwambie mmesema pole kwa kifo ya mzee Raila Odinga, si ndio? Wangapi wanasema pole kwa jamii ya Raila? Nashukuru sana, na nitakuja siku nyingine ambapo hakuna mvua ili tuweze kusherehekea pamoja. Nilikuwa nimesema pale sokoni tuwekewe nyama tukule pamoja, na kwa sababu imechelewa nitatoa ile nyama iko mfukoni, ndio kila jamii apate kitu kidogo apeleke nyumbani. Asante sana, Mungu awabariki. Thank you. Kwa sasa hivi ni kwamba
Apologies for that bit of glitch there, but what I was saying is that was the launch of the NOSIM FM transmitters currently underway in Kajiado County. Perhaps to just bridge that information gap, our very own Giverson Minor is there for us. He's our eyes and ears on the ground, and he'll be giving us, unpacking for us how that event would have unfolded. But back to studio, we continue to inform you on what has been shaping the news this Friday. And the National Assembly has been accused of overstepping its mandate and undermining devolution following the reduction of the conditional and unconditional funds for the 2025-26 financial year by 23 billion shillings. The Senate had initially proposed 93.5 billion to fund county governments' activities towards devolution before National Assembly reduced the monies to 70.66 billion when the bill was forwarded for concurrence. The reduction, which was later approved by the Senate Committee on Finance and Budget, has sparked a sharp criticism, which senators say it lacks jurisdiction and sets a dangerous precedent in how the two houses handle matters affecting county governments. Conditional and unconditional funds consist of monies from the national government and development partners aimed at supporting the implementation of key development projects across the country.
Behind moving the allocation for Isiolo from 60 million to 59. What is the rationale? That is the conversation we want to have. Because for us, Honorable Speaker, who believe in devolution, we see a situation where the National Assembly, most of the times, is blackmailing governors and county governments into accepting things. You have heard the language that has been used here by some of my colleagues who are members of the Finance Committee, that let us just do this so that the money is released so that counties don't suffer. Which financial year will this Senate ever put its foot down and say, you give us all or nothing? Let the county governments shut down the way that he has said here.
Once you've negotiated that the World Bank is going to give us a loan, this other development partner is going to give us a loan to deliver on X. Why must we wait for the egos of parliamentarians before we deploy that loan? And I would have liked this committee to report to the Kenyans in terms of the amount of time lost in implementing the projects that were intended to be implemented by the additional allocation funds.
This is a bill that we've debated and discussed before. And when we are embarking on these discussions, the members are not in the House. Senator, my good senator of Sifuna, is now not there. For me to be able to tell him why the 5 million has been reduced. I heard Senator Muma say that this issue of the county headquarters has been there for the last 13 years. Mr. Speaker, the same good senator, Senator Muma, is not even... They say that this committee needs to provide answers, Mr. Speaker. Are we providing answers, Mr. Speaker, to empty seats in this House, Mr. Speaker?
Families of those who died in the Shakahola tragedy have begun burying their loved ones. Among them is a family from Butere in Kakamega County, which lost 6 members in the incident. George K. Okaka received the bodies of his wife and 3 children after months of waiting. Okaka says his wife joined Paul Mackenzie's sect in 2019, hoping to find spiritual guidance, but instead it led to tragedy. He is still waiting for the identification of his 2 remaining children. 16 bodies have been released to families as the identification and burial process continues.
Mimi nilikuwa hapa mwezi wa 3, nikaleta DNA kwa ajili ya bibi yangu na watoto wangu 5. Kwa saa hii wenye wamepatikana ni miili 4, bibi na watoto 3. Wengine hawajapatikana. So kwa saa hii nataka niregee kwa mikono ya wazazi, tupange vile tunaweza fanya mazishi.
Ile kesi ambayo inamkabidhi Mackenzie ni lazima iwe na majina ya wale watu ambao walikufa katika Shakahola, kwa sababu hatuwezi kuwa na kesi tu ya anonymous bodies ambayo zilipatikana Shakahola. Kwa hivyo process hii ya DNA ilipofanywa toka jana wameanza kutoa mili ya wale ambao DNA ziliweza kumatch.
Elsewhere, the government has issued a stern warning to politicians and contractors interfering with the execution of public projects, saying those involved in irregular procurement, stalled works or misuse of funds will be banned and prosecuted. The Deputy Chief of Staff in charge of delivery and government efficiency, Eli Dowalo, has also emphasized that only competent and credible contractors will be allowed to implement public projects. He made the remarks during an inspection and verification tour of national government's project, among them the Sioi Muruny Dam in West Pokot County and the Swam One-Stop Border Post in Trans Nzoia County.
To assess the capabilities of contractors being awarded government contracts, so that we don't have a situation where so many government projects stall midstream on the basis of inadequate technical capacity of the contractors.
This project of water is needed in this county so very much. We have no water in the city. It's going to be a city in the future called Kabenguria. Everything is not there at all. So if this one can come very fast, we'll appreciate.
64 children with hearing impairment are said to have their hearing restored following the donation of cochlear implants by Her Royal Highness Princess Laila Asma of Morocco. The surgical procedures will kick off on Monday at the Kenyatta National Hospital and Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, targeting children below the age of 5. Speaking during the handover of the devices to the Ministry of Health at State House, First Lady Rachel Ruto said the implants are a gift of sound, connection and renewed possibilities to the beneficiaries, who will get a new phase of life.
Of loved ones, some for the very first time.
National Teaching Referral Hospital at KNH, that one this week, coming Monday, will operate 54 of our children, giving them these great implants. Similarly, MTRH will also be doing the same with 10 other children.
A month ago, we gazetted a list of 36 services that cannot be provided here in the country. Your Excellency, this is one of the services that was gazetted as one of those that cannot be provided in the country. And Your Excellency, today what you have done is to remove it from that list. And so you have challenged us to go back and review the gazette notice.
Because sometimes as a parent, you do not know that your child is not able to hear. So even as we start this project that we are so grateful about, in conjunction with the Ministry of Health and the Government of Kenya, we will need to go back to the drawing board to start screening this child.
Elsewhere, presidential hopefuls David Maraga and Ruben Kagame has called on Kenyans to reject corrupt politicians and embrace leaders with a vision. Speaking in Makueni during a burial service, the former Chief Justice said the country has the potential to develop, but Kenyans must elect the right leaders to achieve the transformation. Elsewhere, the Jubilee Party branch in Kisii County has declared its support for former Interior CS Dr. Fred Matiang'i in his bid for the presidency ahead of the 2027 general election.
Speaking at a funeral service in Masumba, Makueni County, former Chief Justice David Maraga and gospel artist Ruben Kagame called for a profound change in the nation, highlighting the need to combat corruption and ensure better governance.
Mimi nitapigania wizi ile tunaita ufisadi. Hiyo ndio imeharibu nchi yetu. Kwa sababu ya hiyo wizi, watoto wetu sasa kama university, they are going to lose several terms, several semesters. Hospitali mnaona vile ziko.
Nafikiri wakati Kenya umefika wa kujaribu mtu ambaye haoni.
kwa sababu macho hii ndio inatusumbua. Hii tamaa yote mnaona Kenya ni macho.
Hao rafiki zangu najua kwamba ni watu wanataka country ya kuwa hakuna ufisadi, katiba inafuatwa, vijana wanaangaliwa na nini na nini, lakini lazima kama 2002 watu wale wako katika upinzani wakae waulizane itaenda namna gani.
Elsewhere, the Jubilee Party branch in Kisii County has declared its support for former Interior Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matiang'i in his bid for presidency in 2027.
Tafadhali, tuje pamoja, tupendane, tukumbuke ya kwamba wakati tutaona kiti cha uraisi kimerudi nyumbani Kisii, na sisi pia tutaona matunda ya hiki kiti tukiwa Kisii.
Speaking during a meeting at Bogiakum Ward in Bonchari constituency, branch chairperson Lois Manyange led party members in urging residents to register as voters. Meanwhile, former West Pokot Governor Professor John Lonyangapuo has dismissed claims by his successor Governor Simon Kachapin linking him to an unpaid car loan owed to the county government.
So bado nadai West Pokot gratuity yangu mwaka moja na miezi kadhaa, na nilisema sichukui hiyo. Ndio saa ile ninataka kumalizana na watu ya car and mortgage scheme wa balansi hapo.
Governor Kachapin, while appearing before a Senate Watchdog Committee, said former officials of the county, including the former governor, had faulted on their loans. And a section of Migori County residents and opinion leaders have lauded President William Ruto for recognizing former Prime Minister Raila Odinga's contribution towards expanding the country's democratic space.
We, as Nyanza, we had never seen such a very colorful burial, which was accorded to our own Enigma Raila.
Na tunataka wewe rais uendelee hivyo hivyo na wenzetu wa jamii ya Waluo, sababu Raila amewacha hao mkononi mwako.
They now want the president to honor all his promises to the people of Nyanza. Gishoki Washira, Lunchtime News.
Is Ruben Kagame, not Kagame, as I earlier on mentioned. But to some health matters now, the Ministry of Health says a new partnership to manufacture schistosomiasis or Bilharzia treatment locally will significantly strengthen Kenya's fight against neglected tropical diseases. Head of Neglected Tropical Diseases Program, Dr. Wycliffe Omondi, says the disease burden remains high, particularly in Lake Region counties. He says the government has welcomed a partnership between Global Healthcare Firm, Merck, and Kenya's Universal Corporation Limited in Kikuyu, Kiambu County. The agreement will see Kenya begin local production of apraziquantel and child-friendly version of the Bilharzia drug.
Bilharzia is one of the neglected tropical diseases endemic in the country. Following intensive survey to map out the burden of this neglected tropical disease, we found out that the disease is of public health importance in 16 counties.
And we are here in this side, we're going to manufacture, hopefully very soon, our apraziquantel, which will be the pediatric drug for, hopefully soon, to eliminate schistosomiasis and for the preschool children.
To some business news now, and Kenya's growing digital economy is facing a major talent crisis, with industry leaders warning that a severe shortage of cybersecurity professionals is putting businesses and public institutions at greater risk of cyber attacks. The Information System Audit and Control Association Vice President George Kisaka is warning that limited number of cybersecurity professionals could undermine investor confidence and threaten the gains made in digital innovation.
The alarm was raised during the annual Governance, Risk and Compliance GRC conference in Naivasha, organized by the Information Systems Audit and Control Association ISACA, where stakeholders noted that cyber threats are evolving faster than the country's internal defense capabilities. The Information Systems Audit and Control Association Vice President George Kisaka said a recent continental survey had revealed a massive deficit of cybersecurity experts, exposing Kenya and Africa to increased vulnerability.
There are lots of tools that we can, or applications where we can use it, whether it's in compliance, whether it's in research. So I think it's got a lot of promise, but there are also risks I think that we must watch out for.
Kisaka noted that ISACA is collaborating with partners and educational institutions to build capacity in cybersecurity, data protection and artificial intelligence. Danish Sada, Director of Autonomous Data at Safaricom, said the financial and healthcare sectors are more vulnerable as they handle large volumes of sensitive data. He emphasized that businesses need well-trained professionals to secure digital systems and maintain customer trust as digital transformation accelerates.
Today we have a deficit, and we're also facing the problem that many African professionals in this space are actually looking for greener pastures in the West, where there is more advanced markets and more opportunities for themselves. But that leaves us with a deficit of cybersecurity professionals in this part of the world.
Yes, there'll be a lot of systems to support compliance with keeping up the privacy, ensuring that the systems are secure, cannot be compromised. But you also expect to see a lot of growing attacks, because now its information is in fairly one place, whether that is a banking system, a place of data, health records. There'll be a lot of attempts to attack it, and hence you need better skilled professionals to make sure it is guarded and you don't have any breach.
A new law that will harmonize all county taxes and levies to minimize cases of double taxation is soon set to come into force. Trade and Investment CS Lee Kenyanjui says county harmonization bill seeks to reduce distortion of the price of goods due to varying levies in counters. Kenyanjui says the law will guide on how levies are imposed by devolved units.
Has already given directions around this because when you make an investment of 5, 10 years, 20 years, you don't want to be in a period where you are never sure of how the next year is going to look like. So the idea of stability in terms of both taxation and all other policies relating to investment becomes very critical. And we also urge the counties to also maintain a degree of stability so that investors can see Kenya differently and positively. One county may not be good in agriculture, but they have huge mineral reserves. Another one may not be able to have the mineral, but is a huge logistics hub, say like Mombasa. So the point is, how do we make Mombasa port so efficient that it becomes a huge economic driver for that entire region? And that's now the work between the national and the county government and the business people, because that resource alone can completely transform that area.
The Partnership for African Social and Governance Research is rooting for evidence-based policy formulation to drive Africa's socio-economic development. The think tank says Africa can unlock more developments in the nexus between policymakers, researchers and the academia if is enhanced. Speaking during the launch of the Partnership for African Social and Governance Research 5-year strategic plan, the institution's executive director, Professor Fidel Ndiame, says the strategic plan seeks to prioritize research in agriculture, energy and empowerment of the youth. Formed in 2011 and operating in 26 African countries, PASGE seeks to foster advanced research to empower leaders across the continent, make evidence-based policies for the betterment of the citizenry.
Evidence is available. We also need to be able to socialize it, to share it with the stakeholders. And one of our flagship programs is what we call the Utafiti Sera, from evidence to policy.
Actualize the findings that we have and to support in ensuring that the information, the data, the statistics that we have from the research actually influences policy.
We work in the social science governance policy space. How do we strengthen the nexus between evidence and policy so that policies that are made are derived from evidence, all right? So that they address real issues affecting people, affecting citizens.
Time for the latest in the world of sports, and Superwomen team were crowned champions of the path to Russia football and volleyball tournament. Machaka's edition, which was held at Athi River grounds, the team claimed a 2-0 win over Embakasi women to clinch the football title, then claimed a 2 straight sets win over Makadara women to lift the volleyball title.
Women from informal settlements around at the river, many of whom face social and economic challenges, converged at the local sports grounds to feature in a community football and volleyball matches. The initiative is driven by a local non-governmental organization, Path to Russia, aimed at empowering vulnerable women through sports and social inclusion.
Path to Russia community football match is an initiative that is brought together such that we can support the women in our community in social levels, where you find most women in the community are not supported. Most of the elderly ones, they are left just behind, they are not catching up, they don't do exercises.
Super Women beat Embakasi women 2-0 in the finals to win the football title, then claimed a 2 straight sets win over Makadara women to lift the volleyball title.
Wiki ya leo imekuwa poa. Sisi wa mama tumefurahia kuletewa mchezo kama hii. Hatujawahi pata time ya participate mchezo kama hii, but tumepata. Tunataka kushukuru sana kwa wale wasimamizi.
Our target is to bring about the element of bringing them together, getting them to know each other, and create awareness, in the society.
According to the organizers, the tournament also includes mentorship sessions, entrepreneurship training, and discussions on mental health and financial literacy. Frederick Mwoki for Lunchtime News.
KCB FC head coach Robert Matano says his side is well prepared for their crunch FKF Premier League match against Murang'a Seal over the weekend. Matano says the Seal have always been a difficult opponent, especially at home, but KCB have worked on key areas that will give them an edge at the SportPesa Arena in Murang'a.
KCB Football Club will be aiming to return to winning ways when they face Murang'a Seal at the SportPesa Arena. The Bankers, who currently sit 10th on the FKF Premier League table with 6 points, have recorded 2 wins in their last 5 matches and are determined to make a strong statement away from home. KCB was initially scheduled to face Nairobi United in a midweek fixture, but the match was postponed, giving head coach Robert Matano and his charges more time to fine-tune their tactics ahead of the Murang'a trip. Meanwhile, 2 National Super League matches were played last evening. Kabati Youth struggled to earn a 1-1 draw against Mofa, while the Rajani Gogo managed to beat former Premier League side Nairobi City Stars 1-0. The FKF Women Premier League enters round 3 this weekend, with Kayole Starlets kick-starting match day 3 against Kisumu All Starlets. Zitek will play Ulinzi Starlets, Kibera Soccer will face Trinity Starlets, while Police Bullets take on Gideon Starlets. Finally, a total of 84 golfers from across Africa and beyond are set to tee off in the Betika Masters Tournament, the 7th and 8th legs of the Sunshine Development Tour East Africa Swing, taking place at Vetlab Sports Club from 2nd to 4th November and at Limuru Country Club from 9th to 11th November 2025. The 2 tournaments have attracted a strong field of elite amateurs and professional golfers from Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, Malawi, India, and the United States, all competing for a share of the 2 million shillings prize money in each leg and crucial official world golf ranking and world amateur golf ranking points.
Sassuolo secured a narrow 2-1 victory over Cagliari in a tough Serie A match played last night at the Unipol Domus in Cagliari City, Italy. Armand Laurent scored a classic free kick just outside the 18-yard box in the 54th minute before Andrea Pinamonti doubled for Sassuolo in 65th minute. Cagliari managed a in from Sebastiano Esprinto in the 73rd minute, which ended the game with a 2-1 scoreline. In another Italian clash, Pisa and Lazio settled for goalless Stadia Romeo in Pisa, Italy. Meanwhile, Juventus has appointed former Italy head coach Luciano Spalletti as their manager until the end of the season. The 66-year-old replaces Igor Tudor, who was sacked after Juventus' defeat by Lazio on Sunday.
Jackson tried to catch out Shempa. Here's Jackson back with Basic off the post. Levies, Moreo palmed away by Providence. And got his ball in. Doreen leaps up, and it's just wide.
That's all the time we had for you this afternoon. This has been KBC Lunchtime News. I'm Doreen Arange. Caroline Joroge has been our sign language interpreter. Good afternoon.
It's art, it's culture, it's fun, it's attitude.
As you can see with me, I have this handkerchief. And is it really a handkerchief or is it?
My name is Kevin Kasioki. Please join me each and every Friday.